Jeff Babko is one of the most in-demand keyboardists in the world today. He has toured and or recorded with the likes of Sheryl Crow, Jason Mraz, James Taylor, Alanis Morissette, and Willie Nelson, to name a few. He got his start touring with blues and jazz legends Robin Ford and then Larry Carlton. Nowadays, he also performs live on television as a member of the house band for the Jimmy Kimmel Show.
This is kind of my new rig.
Yeah. Play it, man. I like that.
I'm not done yet, man. No.
That's beautiful, beautiful.
Thanks so much.
Well, Jeff, I'd love to talk to you about some of what you've been working on lately. I know you just put out a record. I had the opportunity to watch you with that band, The Baked Potato, opening night. It was killer.
Record release. We
Tell
released it.
Tell us about some of the players on that record, what you're going after there.
That record is called Crux, available in your local interweb facilities. Who played on it? Well, my buddy Tim LaFave, who's a bass player, who I love. My buddy Tim Young's playing guitar, and on the record it's Matt Chamberlain on drums and Gene Coy on drums. They're splitting the drum chair.
Awesome.
Mark Isham played trumpet.
And where did you record?
Recorded here. We recorded strings here. Tudor Tones, my studio.
Awesome.
And we recorded the rest at this guy Tally Sherwood's studio out in Burbank,
Right.
called Tritone.
And who mixed it?
Andrew Sheps mixed it,
Andrew
and
Sheps.
it's on his label Tonequake.
Right.
Andrew was really helpful, and I'm really happy with it. I can't say I've been uber proud of every record. You know, the record comes out and then you listen back and go, I wish I'd done it. That record actually, I think that's what I set out to do, so I'm still happy.
Is there another record in the works? Another idea?
There is. I kind of thought of it as like Fela Kuti meets Talking Heads meets Mingus meets Eno meets.
I like that. I like that combination.
Yeah.
You're already into dream band territory.
That's kind of, yeah. It was like, let's have like a loft vibe, like a New York like loft vibe, but not very organized. But then there's also a dance element, and then there's just mayhem, and then there's horns that are allowed to do. I told them, like, man, if you feel like you hear your instrument on this song, then just march up from the bar and start playing.
Yeah.
So it's cool. So we're just kind of editing it and figuring out what works.
That's a great spirit for it. With the first record, I noticed like you had this Rhodes sound that you were working with. You had an effect that you were using a lot of. Are you doing this like? Is there a specific kind of sound you were employing?
There's a lot of ring mod, Mooger Fooger, I think.
Yeah.
Ring mod.
Yeah, it was great.
Thanks.
It was cool.
There's some Phase 90 on there, I think, and there's, yeah. And then we would do that at the studio track live, and then I would kind of come here and then sweeten after the fact.
Are you doing the same on this record, or is this more?
I don't know. I mean, so far it starts with live tracks, and then we're gonna cut those up, kind of Tio Macero style, and just hard cuts, ugly cuts that don't make sense, into studio tracks. That's the hope, into like super straight up in your face studio tracks that don't sound like they're live. So it should be kind of a Dilla experience of just like weird sonic cuts.
Is there a chance you might use this Yamaha SHS?
There's a very good
as a
chance.
feature?
As you heard, why wouldn't you use such an instrument? It's a piece of beauty.
I visualize you out front with like your own dance troupe with that, you know what I mean?
You should see the outfits.
That could be, yeah, the glitter suits.
That's gonna be the fun part.
All right, now, another thing you got going on is your podcast. So I'd love to hear more about that. Tell everybody what you've been doing.
I'd love to. The podcast is called the Caffeinated Keyboardist. It started, I'd run into guys at the NAMM show or at their gigs, other keyboard players. At a jazz club, we'd say, oh my God, like, what's going on? And we always have the best time talking, but we always say, let's get together, and no one ever gets together. Or I'll hear one story over a cup, you're on your second glass of wine at the club, and I wish like I could remember that to tell my wife or to share with my friends, and you remember half of it. So I thought, well, how cool would it be to have a couple of us get together and toss ideas around and have it preserved. And I found that if you make it a recording, also people commit to it a little bit more. They think of it like a gig. So we've had, and at first it was like kind of guys from different genres. One of the early ones, it was like Money Mark and Steve Porcaro and I think Larry Goldings. It was like 3 guys from opposite corners, and I liked that. And then lately it's been guys that have more shared territory. But it's been so much fun hearing stories and just anecdotes and theories and practice ideas and gear. Yeah, it's been really fun.
Well, that's great.
Really enjoying it. There were a few, if I can say that. There were probably 3 or 4 big moments. The first I remember being 4 years old, or maybe 5, and seeing that the Captain and Tennille were going to play at the Greek Theater. Now, the Captain was pretty cool. Like, he had a hat, and Tennille was pretty cool, right? At that age, like, yeah, pretty girl and the Captain, I'm in. So that was pretty good. Then there was a moment in I guess when I was in junior high, my dad had stopped. My dad was a teacher, music teacher. He had stopped teaching to work at Lockheed to do contracts. He was disillusioned with teaching. He said, enough of this. He did go back to it, but for a while he was working in aerospace. And at the same time, because he couldn't stand to not be doing something with music, he did these jingles and did some halftime show music for bowl games. There was a studio called King's Sound, it was behind a liquor store. Eddie King was the engineer. So it was the session guys. I went to watch a session, a real live LA session. Now, I'd heard about session players in Toto and all that stuff. But I was watching these guys do a session. The red light would go on, they'd read, they'd cut tracks. It was like, this is so awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't really understand mix down, like, they just play it. What's the mix? Why does he have this, dad always had to stay till 1 a.m. mixing? I heard it sounded great. But I remember that, and then I remember one of those sessions, an unsigned, tall guy with a red hat came in to set, because his friends were on the session, and he was also working at that studio, and that was Bruce Hornsby. And I remember him being really tall and really funny, and I remember my dad was worried because he thought it was the union guy coming to bust him. But anyway, so I remember those really vividly, and I remember thinking, and my dad let me play on one when I was maybe 13 or 14, like a second synth part on a Prophet. And I remember hearing it back and going, it didn't lock like I wanted it to, like it was a little on top. But I didn't know that term or why that was. Then, yeah. It just wasn't. So I remember all those things really shaped, like, that was really fun, but why didn't I sound as good as those guys? And so that was a big deal to be in that LA.
Did you know at the time that Bruce Hornsby had been like a Miami guy, like before you ended up going there?
No, I learned all that later. Because he was a friend of my piano teacher's, that connection, when Bruce got signed, then my teacher David Roitstein told me, my buddy Bruce is on RCA, and it was cool to have a piano hero in high school, because late 80s hearing acoustic piano was not, everything was DX7s and programmed and quantized, and that was cool. That was a cool kind of inspiration at that time in my life. And he was always he's still super nice, and he's a great guy. I love him. Well, I know one of my favorite tools is that thing, the maxi cord. It's so much fun. It's so fat. Volumes for each, mixer for each waveform. So much fun.
We got to do a demonstration.
I will. Yeah. This is one tool that I love. Okay, these Critter and Guitar, you guys.
Yeah, let's check that out.
Had you seen these before?
I've seen it before. I don't know how to use it though.
So this is a keyboard. Critter and Guitar makes all these. They have the nice wood buttons, and they're all about the size of the wood cabinet. And this one is the pocket piano. This is the first one I got. It has a little speaker. It has different sounds. Pretty fun, I have to say.
That's killer. We should put it on the thing.
Oh, absolutely. We'll keep it out. And then this one they also make, this is called the Kaleidoloop. Yeah, and you can do this. Hello, this is the Kaleidoloop. It's my favorite tool. Hello, this is the Kaleido Loop. It's my favorite tool. So this is the Kaleido Loop. It's my favorite. So you've got that, and then you can go reverse. So what I like to do with this sometimes is I'll do this. Pretty cool. One cool thing to do with this is One cool thing to do with the Kaleido Loop is to sample your instrument or sample the band. Actually, Dead or Alive is my dream band. Just Pete Burns, you spin me around, that's it.
That's it.
I thought about this. This is tough. This is a tough one. We're gonna have maybe a battle of the dream bands.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Whew. I know Larry Young on organ would be awesome. Larry Young, Tony Williams Lifetime. That would be like I never got to see him live. Genius. Amazing. Tony Williams on drums I think would be incredible. Tony Williams and Gregorico double drums. How about that?
Absolutely, yeah. 2 drums is the way.
Gregorico from Sly. Bass, too. Bass is a good question. Alright, I'd like to hear Pino Palladino with Tony Williams. That would be cool.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that idea, yeah. Alright, so put Pino in there. Oh, how about Johnny Guitar Watson?
Johnny Guitar Watson. Good choice.
That's a great, he can sing too.
Yeah, that's a wild band.
That's the band.
Is he the singer?
Yeah, I think he can sing. He can sing. He can sing Shaka.
And Shaka.
Uh-huh.
Is she singing background or
They trade off, yeah.
Okay.
But it's clean. Everyone's clean in this band.
Yeah. I got it. That's a dream. That's the dream band part.
Totally. Yeah, that's a good band. I like that band.
Good band.
That's a funny band.